Hey guys, Sean here. So we're going to talk a little bit about what you might refer to as quantum jumping. If you're not familiar with that, it is how I perceive that label or that those words. They describe a concept, and that concept is how human beings move through different parallel realities, different versions of Earth effortlessly, just like your heart beats by itself. You don't really you don't put any attention into it, right? Your heart just beats, boom, boom, right? Automatic, automated. Well, it's like that, but at the soul level or the whatever the deeper part of beyond the physical level is, that part of you that's alive and aware consciously. That part of you effortlessly shifts rapidly through all these different parallel realities. And quite frankly, that's how motion is made. The illusion of motion. I'm there in the future. I can get into this in great depth, but for now, I'm just kind of touching upon it to help people wrap their minds around it a little bit, and to foster discussion, and to open up the lines of communication, and hopefully raise some awareness on how this physical reality actually is working and is designed. So, quantum jumping. So here is um, here is an example of how an individual can use their own focus, their own energy, their own passion, and their own like emotional passion and fire, plus their mental clarity and focus together to shape their reality and to actually have influence on which realities you shift into. In other words, how to help steer you yourself into a direction of a future you prefer. So, professional athletes, generally speaking, those who are professional athletes already possess a skill set, a God given skill set, where their physical attributes, strength, size, speed, quickness, you name it, enable them to be at that super elite level of athletics to where they can, or possibly super elite level mentally, depending on what sport we're talking about, to where they rise to the top, and they're one of the best in the world at it. Let's use, I would like to use Michael Jordan as an example, as I believe he's pretty well known throughout the world as one of the greatest athletes to ever grace us. So, Michael Jordan, professional basketball player, and the consensus number one. Now, this isn't a debate about who's the best basketball player ever. Please, I mean, it's a matter of opinion. However, it's pretty undisputable. Michael Jordan was one of the greatest athletes we have ever seen, assuming you know who he is and that you've seen him. So, why was Michael Jordan stronger, faster, bigger, quicker, all those things compared to all the other professional athletes, professional basketball players? No, he was one of the fastest. He was one of the strongest for his size. He was one of the quickest, but he wasn't the top of the top of the top in those categories. Even though some people will probably argue, yes, he was the number one at this that. But I'm talking about the physical attributes. He wasn't going to beat every other professional basketball player in a race. He wasn't going to be the fastest in the whole league. He wasn't the fastest player ever. He was really fast, but not the fastest. He was strong, but not the strongest. So why did Michael Jordan absolutely destroy his competition? Never lost in the finals, won 6 titles in 6 tries. He put fear in the hearts of the people who faced him on the court. He was known as the best ever by so many. Why did Michael Jordan have that level of success and domination in the sport he played in if he was not way above everyone else with regard to like physical abilities? Like if you put Michael Jordan against, or do you put any NBA player against a bunch of, let's say, kids, and he's in your, let's say the basketball player is double or triple the size of the kids, and 10 times stronger and 5 times faster than the strongest and fastest kids he's playing against. Yes, he's going to score 100 points a game and no one can stop him. We're talking, okay, so that's called having a ridiculously high level physical attributes above everyone he's playing. But in professional basketball, Michael Jordan was really good, athletically, really good. Jumping, he was probably one of the best ever. But when it comes to overall physical abilities, he wasn't that much higher than his peers and contemporaries, but yet he destroyed them. Why? Because of that insane, ridiculous focus, mentally and emotionally, just boom, everything he had. He was so laser focused, so competitive. It was like every second he was just in that mode just to destroy you. And it's that mental, emotional component that he possessed, that passion and fire that was just on a different level than almost everyone else. And that, my friends, that is why he was so dominant and could beat just about anybody anytime because of that component. So yeah. So in the quantum jumping analogy, what I'm getting at is that you you can focus, maybe not at that level, but you can put that focus, that mental clarity, and that emotional passion together to help shape your future into a reality you would prefer. Professional athletes are a good example because for some reason, a few of them rise above all the others. And if you look into it, it's almost always because they have that internal, that heart, as you call it, that heart, that the it factor. It's been referred to sometimes, the it factor. They just have it. So yeah, so that's just something to think about, guys.